Today's presentation before the Board of Supervisors is really bring them up to speed on the current status with the lab Reedley update. There's no imminent threat to the public safety on the Reedley site today. That items are contained and City of Reedley is going through that abatement process. We now have to work towards chemicals and medical devices, completely destroying those. So what does it look like for biological agents? These days everybody's in full personal protective equipment. We take possession of all that material. It is autoclaved, so that is a high steam process, and then it's taken out for incineration. That was a process that was done with the biologicals. That is a process that when we worked with CDC, we wanted to make sure that was the appropriate protocol to follow, and they confirmed that was the right protocol to follow as well. Another piece was, since there was COVID-19 virus on site and there was mention of COVID-19 viruses being injected into mice, there was no abnormal variants circulating in Fresno County in the city of Reedley during this time period. Those were two very important surveillance measures where we knew there was no risk to the public at this time from this particular site. You know, at this time, there's no evidence of the Reedley lab being connected to a foreign government. That is something that has been said in some media circles, and we have no evidence of that. We have evidence that there's individuals of the business, they definitely live in China, and I think that's why it's important. There needs to be more investigation into this. There needs to be more agencies looking into this, and I really hope that continues.
This was a bad player company, a bad actor company that was kicked out of Canada. They went to Texas. They got kicked out of Texas. They came to California, recruited with tax credits, by the way. They went to Fresno, kicked out of Fresno, went to Tulare, kicked out of Tulare, went back to Fresno, kicked out of Fresno, came to Reedley. This little David city took down Goliath with a green garden hose.
What we found in our response is there is a gap. There is a gap in regulation of a privately funded lab that does research and development. It was frustrating going through this response, I gotta say, because it just didn't seem there wasn't enough impact, a hook, to really be able to go after this business enterprise. As our federal agencies look at their response as well, I think there's opportunities there for them to evaluate what tools did they have. You know, there's a lot of regulation involved, and our federal and state agencies are adhering to all these steps. At the same time, I really would like for them to look at those regulations and see, was there anything we could have done different regulatory size, because they were really following their regulations. We were able to validate the public wasn't at harm throughout this entire response, and I really want to just really support our team here, Environmental Health, but also all of our 14 agencies in City, really, because they helped us do that. We didn't do this alone.